On the second morning of her trip to Bridlewood, Sunny finally entered the forest, her hooves dragging slightly in the dust. She had not slept well the night before either, having been woken yet again by a nightmare she could not remember, managing to get only a couple hours of rest before the rising sun had hit her eyelids and forbidden her from further sleep. The keep out signs had not yet been taken down, and Sunny managed a light chuckle about this. They had all been so busy that some of the basic tasks still hadn't been taken care of. Ignoring the signs now, as she had every time she had been to Bridlewood, she continued on, plodding toward the gnarled elder tree that formed Izzy's cottage. She waited about 10 minutes after knocking at Izzy's home before departing for Bridlewood itself, figuring she would find her at the Crystal Tea Room. She would have gone there sooner, but had leaned against the door and dozed off for a moment while waiting. Thankful that Izzy was not at home to witness that light embarrassment, Sunny nodded and set off down the path. Besides, she thought to herself, the sight of the crystals dotting the route bringing her a sense of comfort and excitement. She could use a nice strong tea anyways. The Crystal Tea Room was just as she remembered it. Unicorns, much livelier and more expressive now, save for the one beatnik in the corner, whose monotone poems continued as they always did, filled the tea house. At the counter, Sunny spotted Izzy and Alphabittle deep in the middle of some conversation, Izzy's exaggerated movements a foil to Alphabittle's unchanging, serious expression.
Just saying,
Izzy suggested, giving the stallion a poke with her elbow,
that technically no pony has ever lost as many games as I have against you, and so that's gotta count for some sort of record, and it's one you can't ever beat.
By that logic, Izzy.
Alphabittle sighed, finally breaking his unimpressed stare.
I have lost every game I've ever played against myself, as well as winning it. You have won 2 games exactly against me, so I still win by that definition.
Those 2 don't count. You were just insulting me.
I may have said, I bet you'll keep talking even after I said leave me alone, in the desperate hope you'd somehow fail that too, but it was still a challenge.
Yeah. It was pretty fun to break my losing streak.
Izzy stirred her tea with a drowsy smile.
Well, you're welcome. You still lost this bet, though.
What if I... Sunny!
Izzy leapt from her stool to hug Sunny as tight as she could.
Oh, Sunny! You're just in time. Alphabittle and I were just discussing how I have records he can't beat.
We weren't. You were. I was telling you were wrong.
Alphabittle smiled politely, pouring a second cup of tea.
Welcome back, Sunny. I didn't expect you to be here so soon. You just left a week ago.
He looked up from the cup and then paused, setting the teapot down gently before staring harder at the earth pony.
Are you all right, Sunny?
Izzy broke her hug and examined Sunny herself before taking a step back in shock.
I haven't been sleeping well,
Sunny said in response to Izzy's horrified look.
Probably from all this traveling. Lots of stress figuring out terms and deciding things for the tribes in their place. Like the Farmstead Act I was last here for. Figuring out taxes on imports and exports for food. I don't know anything about growing food, and all of a sudden we have heaps of it. Our farmers unable to keep up with the number of apples growing from their trees.
She shook her head wearily, still smiling.
It makes me happy we're all working together to figure it out, though.
She grabbed the tea and drank deeply.
Sunny, your sparkle. It's really dark.
Izzy's voice was hesitant, her ears drooping.
I haven't seen anything like that from any pony before. What's wrong?
Nightmares.
Sunny stared into her tea.
Only I can't remember what. They're gone as soon as I wake up.
She looked back up at the two, smiling brightly.
But I'll be okay. I'm here on official business for fun.
At this, Izzy beamed, her ears snapping back up.
Serious fun business? Well, I'm down for that. Come on, spill the beans.
That's your job. We're reviving an old festival I learned of called the Summer Sun Celebration down in Maritime Bay. It'll be on the solstice and every pony is invited. It's supposed to celebrate triumph over evil and bringing together loved ones. Cantor Logic is building a display piece for the crystals too, and I'm thinking when the sun rises, we can all bring them together in a symbolic way.
Alphabittle nodded, stroking his chin while refilling Sunny's cup.
Plans and activities that celebrate what it means to be a unicorn, but that other races can participate in. Demonstrations of unique abilities would be good too.
Izzy bounced in her seat.
Ooh, I know. A bunch of us have been practicing telekinesis with my ribbon supplies. We can make a dance out of it with streamers!
That sounds lovely.
Sunny cradled her tea in her hooves.
So, when should we head out?
Alphabittle asked.
Well, I still need to get the go-ahead from Queen Haven. I can't imagine her disagreeing, but we're still all learning about one another, so I can't agree for her on my own quite yet. Why don't you two make preparations here, and I'll head to Zephyr Heights and get that sorted. I'll stop by on my way home and let you know for sure.
Sunny picked up her teacup and drained it again. Izzy nodded happily, but reached out a hoof and rubbed Sunny's back.
Are you sure you don't want to head home? I can go ask Queen Haven for you. You look really beat up, Sunny.
Sunny leaned over and hugged Izzy again.
I'm sure. When we're all back together in Maritime Bay, we can make arrangements for taking turns doing the message runs. Eventually we'll have a postal system set up, or even get service for those Zephyr phones out here so we can make calls instead. But one last trip won't kill me, Izzy.
Sunny grinned to prove her point.
I'm an earth pony. We're made to be strong. I'll be fine.
If you say so.
So, you gonna be heading out now?
Alphabittle asked, and Sunny immediately picked up on the hesitancy in his voice.
No, I'll spend the night.
She said reassuringly.
Do you have any tea for sleep?
Sunny fidgeted on the makeshift cot Izzy had thrown together for her and frowned at the ceiling. On the other side of the room, her unicorn friend was snoring gently, her soft inhalations almost meditative. But all the same, Sunny had yet to fall asleep. The tea Alphabittle had given her had indeed made her drowsy, and the days of exhaustion had stacked on top of that. Despite this, she was unable to close her eyes. Every time she did, she would see 2 pinpoints of white light appear, and her heart would skip, jolting her back awake. She rolled over, frustrated. Why was she afraid of falling asleep? How bad could the nightmares be if she could not remember them anyways? She rolled her eyes at herself.
Come on, Sunny. Get over it. It's not even real anyways.
Her gaze landed again on Izzy's sleeping body, and her cheeks warmed with a blush.
And you're not alone either. You'll be fine.
Reassured by this realization, she closed her eyes and drifted off to sleep. And then her eyes opened, once again in the void, once again staring directly at the 2 glowing eyes 100 feet away. The memories of the nights prior came flooding back, but instead of calling forth her magic, she dropped listlessly to her haunches, glaring back at the eyes.
Let me sleep,
she said to the thing, doing her best to keep a steady voice despite the quickening of her heartbeats.
I don't know what you want with me, but let me sleep. I can't do anything here to help you.
She took a deep breath, preparing for the inevitable jump scare, and let herself blink. When her eyes opened, she saw the monster had not moved. It was still there, still staring, still beating down on her with that pulsating, suffocating hatred. Instead, a 3rd source of light had appeared, issuing from the creature's mouth. Sunny watched the line split along its jaw, tearing back all the way to its cheeks, back to its ears, a Glasgow grin of sharp and shattered teeth mocking her with its snarl. It was there, and then it wasn't. The monster gone, replaced now with noises, shrieks, screams of terror and of pain. She could hear bones break, and flesh tear. Sounds she had never heard once in her waking life, but somehow recognized unquestionably. She could hear an inequine howl, a guttural rage built of pain and anger, so unimaginably removed from any creature she knew of, though hauntingly familiar still. And she could hear voices, a rush of voices, mares and stallions and foals, assaulting her all at once and from every direction. She was falling through the void now, plummeting through disorganized thoughts, trying to piece together a coherent message from the din.
Quick! The altar! Get the crystals before she...
In honor of unity and love, I bestow these artifacts upon your races.
No, Harmony, no. Spare us. Please, Princess.
On you too, Pinky. Don't leave me, Pinky. Help the rest. Not like all the others. I can't.
They must be split beyond everything. We must not let them come together.
And then there were the eyes, and the grin, and the pink sparkles wrapping around a crescent horn. Surrounding it all was a laugh, a filly-ish giggle, unending, echoing from everywhere, overcoming all the other words and shouts and splinters and squelches, growing louder, louder still, until Sunny's ears ached and her skull felt like it would explode, and she pounded her hooves against her head, crying, begging for it to stop. At Izzy's voice, Sunny suddenly snapped to reality, her eyes locking onto her friend's as the unicorn shook her violently in her cot.
Oh, Stars, you're awake! You're awake! You're awake!
She exhaled, collapsing next to the bed.
What? Ow!
Sunny cut herself off, a migraine blossoming to life behind her temples as she lifted up in bed.
What happened? Why?
She furrowed her brows, thinking, another nightmare? But she could not remember even having one this time. It certainly felt like she had dreamt. Yet again, her coat was slick with sweat, so much so that the canvas she lay in was practically dripping. In fact, it was dripping. She looked down and cringed back from the puddle between her legs, her ears dropping in a shame she had not felt since she was just a little filly.
Oh gosh, Izzy, I'm so... That's so embarrassing. I'm sorry, I'll wash this for you. Izzy?
Her friend was still hanging on the edge of the cot, still clinging to Sunny's foreleg, panting hard in relief.
That doesn't matter. You're okay. I'm so glad you're okay.
She stood up on shaking legs and hugged Sunny awkwardly.
Okay, let's get you up and cleaned off. It's okay. Shush. Whatever it was, it must have been terrible.
Was I screaming again?
Sunny tried to crawl out of the cot without making more of a mess. Izzy froze, her face locked in a grimace.
No,
she said slowly, looking her friend over.
No, Sunny, you were flailing, and your eyes were open. You looked terrified, like you were fighting something off, but you...
What?
You were giggling.
Sunny crawled up the mountain to Zephyr Heights, thankful for the spring chill that had not yet been chased away by the coming summer heat. It was early morning, almost 6, and though she would need to wait a while to meet with Queen Haven once she arrived, Sunny had decided not to waste any more time fighting for an ounce of fitful rest after waking up yet again after only a couple of hours of sleep. It had taken 2 more nights to reach the mountain from Bridlewood, her pace slowed by her ragged fatigue. Despite Izzy's insistence that Sunny stay behind and recover, She knew that the sooner she organized the celebration and got home, the better it would be. One of the unicorns at the Crystal Tea Room had suggested to Sunny that she was suffering from some extreme form of homesickness brought on by the travelling and loss of her family home. Once back in Maritime Bay, she would leave the planning to her friends and get some rest, probably with as many of the salvaged comforts of the lighthouse that she could find. Until then, though, she had a festival to arrange. Even though the sun had just barely begun to cut away the clouds about the city, Sunny could already see shadows and figures dancing about in the mist. There was a quiet echo from the morning news which showed on the massive television, seasoned with the subdued laughter of children playing and flying together. She took a deep breath, letting the icy air invigorate her from the inside out, and then stepped forward into the city proper. Almost no pony used the walkways anymore, and she could not blame them. Sunny contemplated calling forth her magic and just flying to the castle, but the thought of focusing on both sustaining the power and managing her wings felt even more exhausting than just walking there herself. It wasn't far anyways, and the elevator ride gave just as beautiful a view of the city as she could get from anywhere else in the air.
Halt! State your name and business.
Thunder ordered as she approached through the fog.
Sunny Starscout. On a friendship mission.
Sunny stifled a yawn.
Ah! Good to see you, your, Eminence? Exalted One?
Thunder turned to Zoom, who was already rolling her eyes.
What honorifics do we use for an ambassador again?
Your Excellency,
Zoom tilted her head in a bow.
you are here at an early hour. The Queen will not be available for quite some time.
She squinted, eyeing Sunny's appearance warily.
Perhaps for the best. Rough journey?
It's been something.
Sunny noticed the guards' hesitant glances to each other.
Is it that obvious?
Thunder stepped aside, indicating the polished gleam of the elevator door for Sunny to inspect herself in. After 2 steps forward, Sunny froze, mouth agape. Her coat was matted in spots, stained in others. Her mane, while still tied up, was greasier than she had ever seen it, the ends split and frayed. What shocked her most were her bloodshot eyes, so constricted and red it was as if she had kept them open for a week straight. Something about seeing the state of her body shook her. Her legs began to tremble, while her eyes stung, the sudden realization bringing a wash of overdue pain. When she started to hyperventilate, Zoom and Thunder raced forward and caught her, then carried her slowly toward the elevator.
Hey, take it easy, kid. We got you.
Thunder spoke soothingly, patting her back.
You're alright now, Sunny. You're in Zephyr Heights. I don't know what sort of disaster you ran into out there, but you're at the height of luxury now.
Height of the height. 'Cause we're on a mountain, right?
Zoom rolled her eyes and smacked Thunder with a wing while leading Sunny to the back of the elevator.
Don't mind him. Listen, Sunny, you with me?
I'm sorry.
Sunny was unable to lift her gaze from the floor. The world seemed to be rolling, the effect made worse by the sudden acceleration of the elevator.
I've never been so tired before. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't be sorry, kid. Heck, every one of us pushed ourselves too hard back in training.
Thunder chuckled at a memory, shaking his head lightly.
It happens. You get too gung-ho about your cause, or you want to be the best there ever was, or you get the spooks that you can't let your loved ones down, and just go over the top. Happens to each and every one of us.
Zoom sat down with Sunny, rubbing her back.
I get it. This whole reunification thing, the constant traveling back and forth, wanting to do what's right by each of us. That's a noble cause, but you gotta take care of yourself, okay?
Sunny nodded, a weak smile coming to her muzzle.
Thanks. You know, that's the whole point of why I'm putting in the effort.
Which one? Caring about the cause? Being the best?
Making friends like you.
The elevator door dinged, and Zoom stood up, lifting Sunny to her hooves.
It's far too early for a meal, that sweet kid. Head down to the guest quarters. Let the patrol know I told you to check in immediately.
She patted Sunny's flank consolingly as she led her out of the elevator.
Miss Starscout?
What?
Sunny snorted awake, lifting her head from the armrest of the Shaylong she had apparently been napping on, and found a guard staring at her.
Oh, sorry, was I making a scene?
Sunny mumbled, blinking sleep from her eyes. The guard blinked slowly and tilted their head.
No. You were sleeping. Rather soundly, in fact. Not a noise or movement at all.
They shrugged, turning away from Sunny.
However, the Queen is now holding court. You may enter.
Wait!
They paused.
How long was I out?
About 2 hours, Your Excellency.
Huh.
Sunny muttered while standing up and stretching.
That's better than nothing, I guess.
She wasted no time in double-checking her saddlebag had not been tampered with, and quickly checked herself over for any obvious patches of grease that she had missed with her shower. Satisfied, she nodded to herself and strode forward through the great golden gates. Within, Queen Haven and Zipp were sitting regally on their thrones, looking for all the world to Sunny as if they were practicing being statues. The posturing did not last long, however, as Zipp cracked open an eye when the gates swung shut.
Sunny!
She sprang up into the air involuntarily. She did a quick loop-de-loop above the thrones and dove toward her friend while Queen Haven chuckled softly at the display.
Zipp!
Sunny caught the Pegasus in her hooves and swung around with her momentum. They held the hug for a moment longer before Sunny let go, and Zipp backed up, already speaking.
I was just thinking about heading down to Maritime Bay to say hello.
She leaned in a bit closer to Sunny, her jaw dropping.
Whoa, are you alright?
Queen Haven stepped down from her throne and walked up to the two, concern already evident on her face as well.
Harmony, Sunny, you look like
She hesitated, biting her lower lip as Zipp looked sharply to her.
You look awful. No offense, of course, and I'm not speaking as a head of state or anything, but...
She trailed off again, waving her hooves ambivalently in Sunny's direction.
Is it really that obvious?
Sunny sat down defeatedly.
I thought that shower would clean me up well enough.
Sunny, I'll be honest with you. Your eyes are practically bleeding and everything is sagging. It's like you've aged 10 years.
Zipp sat down next to her.
Talk to me, girl. What's happened? Who's done this to you?
Myself, I think.
Sunny sighed, shaking her head while leaning into Zipp.
I can't sleep. I haven't for a week now. Maybe an hour or two a night at most, and a couple more I just got here.
Too much tea?
Queen Haven suggested, patting Sunny's other shoulder awkwardly.
I don't think so. Nightmares, I think. I wake up screaming and scared, but I can't remember why.
Oh, your sister used to have dreadful nightmares before her performances. Remember, Zipp? I wonder if it's something similar.
Too much work?
Sunny managed a weak grin.
I know. I pushed myself too hard for too long and didn't listen when my friends suggested I should take a break. I've carried too much weight on my back about doing everything right.
She let out a long and exasperated breath that seemed to drag on forever.
But I'm here now, and I'll need to go back. Nothing can be done about it.
What on Equus has you so determined to make it here in the first place?
At this, Sunny brightened up, feeling a small rush of energy as she remembered her purpose.
The summer sun celebration!
Is this another Earth Pony thing? I thought we'd already exchanged a list of major holidays between us.
I don't think so, Mom.
Zipp smiled at Sunny's excitement.
Tell us about it, Sunny. It looks like that'll help.
Right! Okay, so the summer sun celebration is an event held on the summer solstice. The origins of the holiday have been completely lost to time, save for some fragments about a fairy tale of a pony who could raise the sun and her sister who tried to stop her.
I think I've heard that one before.
Zipp said, leaning into Sunny.
Really? You'll need to tell me what you know about it once I'm done.
Sure thing, go on.
Ultimately, the sisters supposedly reunited and worked out their differences. The festival marks reunification and triumph over evil. Maritime Bay would like to host the first one. First new one, that is. And all the tribes are invited.
A party? Heck yeah! I'm all for it. What do you say? Please, Mom?
Queen Haven rolled her eyes, then flew backwards and landed on her throne.
The Pegasi graciously accept your invitation. That's about 3 weeks away. And what do you need from us?
Cultural demonstrations, like events or shows that are unique to your species, and any sort of festival games Pegasi enjoy or consider traditional that can be played by other races as well. Oh, and the crystal. What?
Sunny looked around.
I'm sorry? What about what?
Queen Haven stared at Sunny, her head tilted.
I'm sorry, there must have been an echo or I felt like some pony just whispered in my ear.
Zipp and Queen Haven both looked at each other, then back to Sunny.
The works, I think.
Queen Haven scrutinized Sunny over her sunglasses.
Nothing left out.
And the comfiest room for the night.
Zipp added.
Sorry, what were you two talking about?
You
Zipp patted Sunny's back and lifted her to her hooves.
are not going anywhere tonight. Festival to plan or not.
Really, it's fine. I was going to start heading home as soon as I was finished here so I could rest.
But you aren't now. We shall have you pampered beyond belief.
The Queen announced, beaming at Sunny.
You are getting the full spa experience this afternoon, and we're going to get you a good night's sleep. Everything will work out, trust us.
She started to dictate a message to a guard, before pausing and looking back at Sunny.
What was that you said about the crystal?
Sunny smiled at the two of them, her thoughts drifting to the various luxuries that she had seen about the city.
If their dungeons are like spas, I wonder what their spas contain. Right, the Pegasus crystal. Cantor Logic is building a display for them, and when the sun rises on the solstice, we're going to bring them together in an act of symbolism.
Well, as a royal, I cannot deny the power of symbolism. We shall bring it as well. Let us prepare our desired events to add to your list, and then we shall come to Maritime Bay about a week before the solstice to set up. Is that acceptable?
Sounds good to me,
Sunny said, already excited about the plan coming together.
But first,
Zipp laid a wing over Sunny's back and began to lead her from the room.
you need to get some relaxation in.
Ooh.